The strongest man in the room is not the man who lies to make himself look bigger. The strongest man in the room is the man who takes the risk of looking smaller in order to tell the truth. The strongest man in the room is the man who tells the truth, even if it may hurt him. The strongest man in the room is not the man who lies in order to deceive and create a false image that makes him appear to be bigger or better. The strongest man in the room is the man who has compassion for those who may be weaker or may be at less advantage than he is. The strongest man is not the man who tries to grab and seize more power, but the man who tries to empower others. The strongest man in the room is not the man who takes advantage of others, but provides advantage for others. The strongest man in the room is sure of himself. He is not frightened of criticism. He does not promise and threaten vengeance and revenge upon those who have hurt his fragile feelings. The strongest man in the room can let things roll off his skin. The strongest man in the room has thick skin. He's not thin-skinned and fragile. And oh, they hurt my feelings. Please join me to harm those who have hurt my fragile feelings. The strongest man in the room is the man who can love, not the man who hates. The strongest man in the room is the man who shows love even towards those who may not be the best people. The strongest man is not the man in the room who looks for gain for himself or tries to point the finger at others instead of taking responsibility for himself. The strongest man in the room will do everything he can to be healthy rather than to appear to be healthy. He will do everything he can to be strong rather than to appear strong when he may be weak. The strongest man in the room does not try to cut others down because he feels small. The strongest man in the room does not call other people small just because he may be tall, when in fact he is small. He is small in the way that he carries himself. He is small in the way that he attempts to put down other people. It doesn't make him look bigger, does it? But he may think so. The strongest man in the room does not take from others, does not take advantage of those who have less, but instead gives and empowers those who have less, rather than empowering himself when he already has power. The strongest man in the room may be you. The strongest man in the room may be me. The strongest man in the room probably does not make it known to others. The strongest man in the room does not attempt to aggrandize himself. And the strongest man in the room does not desire to have his name chanted and cheered among those that he has deceived. The strongest man in the room may be wealthy, may be strong, may be handsome, may be beautiful, but he does not have to announce it. The strongest man in the room was never the man who calls women names and tries to take advantage of women. The strongest man in the room will empower women, give to women, even when it does not serve his own self-interest. The strongest man in the room is often quiet, not a loud mouth. The strongest man in the room is gentle, a gentle man, not wanting to take advantage of others and step on other people and crush other people. But we can change that by being strong. Be the strong, silent type. Be the gentleman in the room, not the loudmouth, not the bully, not the deceptive one.